Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Tactical Christianity. Today, I'm going to talk about Curry Blake and his series of Renewing the Mind, which this one came out about 3 years ago, and I just started it. So, very good material. I think Curry is a very seasoned brother. Worked with men of the likes of Lester Summerall, who was trained up by Smith Wigglesworth. Definitely a veteran of the faith, and I can see that just by looking at him. Anyway, so the way that this has gone for me is it's barely been a few days, and the Holy Spirit has been teaching me as I've been going through this program. So just recently I finished one of the very first videos, and the way that it went for me was it was like 20% material from Curry and 80% revelation from the Holy Spirit, um, guiding me with things to do in order to renew my mind. So I'm gonna get through this. The Holy Spirit targeted very specific things that were tailored to me, um, and may also be tailored to you as well, to renew my mind. And this is what he showed me. So the very first thing, let me just make sure this is recording. Yes, it is. The very first thing was he said, you're going to stop looking at people as you have been, at least for the time being anyway. And I imagine it may go on further than that, but and you're going to start seeing people as being made in the image of God. So, as you can see, such an exercise is shifting my focus from that which is physical to that which is eternal, right? Which is a part of renewing your mind. So I'm going to get into what this was like for me as I began to practice this. So when I would see someone or when I would see a group of people, I started to see them for their eternal selves, as people who were divinely created by an eternal God. And when I did that, things started to take a drastic turn in my mind. It felt like my attitude towards them, sometimes you just walk past people and you could just care less, you're just not interested in who they are, what their life's like, and you're just doing what you do. But when I started to do this, it went beyond respecting people, and it went into this whole new level of honoring them. And it what started to happen to me as I continued to practice this was that I could feel this deep change happening within me, and I was noticing automatically that I was becoming more humble. It's like in some format, just by seeing them in this fashion, I was lowering myself, and as James says, let the man who humbles himself glory in his exaltation. So it seemed to me that principle was being activated as I was doing this. So once I did that, for maybe 30 minutes to an hour, he had me drop that exercise and he put me on to the next one. And which was letting the eternal pour into me. So what exactly does that mean? Well, what the Holy Spirit was meaning by that when he told me that was he was meaning that you need to allow the awareness of your eternal self to become the predominant narrative in your moment to moment thinking. So, what does that mean? Well, when I would practice this is not something I'm doing with my physical eyes. So, when I'm trying to make the eternal the predominant narrative, I'm not seeing thing. I'm not trying to see the eternal with physical eyes. You don't want to mess around with things like that. But instead, what I was doing was I was getting to a place of where my heart was focused on the power of realizing the eternal, that I am eternal, that the world, that this physical world is standing in the midst of the eternal. And I was starting to see the world from such a place. So that was the first exercise, then the second exercise, and then I started to combine the two. And we'll get into the rest later. There were some, but we'll get into the other stuff later. But that's it for now. I'll see you in the next video. Thank you for watching Tactical Christianity.